Where does the water in Lake Champlain come from?
I would assume it comes from either, the mountains, probably not the mountains, but possibly the ocean as well.
Mostly rivers. Actually, all the water in Lake Champlain.
Canada?
Underground springs, local rivers and streams.
I don't know if rivers feed into the lake or if it's natural springs coming from the bottom. I'm not sure of the water source.
I'm going to start with the sky and then into the mountains, right into the lake.
It would flow through maybe the trees, the forests. It would pick up stuff from the forests or from towns, people's lawns, that kind of thing before it ends up in the lake.
Unfortunately, if there are pollutants, it brings the pollutants into the lake.
Almost all the water in Lake Champlain comes from rivers and streams. These rivers flow from the summits of the Green Mountains, the Adirondacks, and other high points that define the boundary of the Lake Champlain watershed. The lake, in turn, empties into the Richelieu River, which flows north into the St. Lawrence River and then into the Atlantic Ocean. This watershed, made up of all the surrounding land in New York, Vermont, and Quebec that drains into the lake through these rivers, is about 18 times the size of the lake itself. That means everything that happens on the ground in this large area, often in places that are quite far from the lake, can affect the water quality of Lake Champlain. Rivers and streams collect their waters from farm fields, suburban lawns, driveways, urban roads, and parking lots. Runoff from all these land uses and others carry pollutants that can harm the lake. Too much phosphorus and other nutrients and pollutants delivered into Lake Champlain from its watershed lead to a variety of impacts, including algae blooms, beach closures, habitat loss and degradation, toxic substances in fish and wildlife. What can you do to help Lake Champlain?
Usually, if you see garbage, clean it up, don't litter.
I think we should try to support, farms that are using better agricultural methods.
Walk.
Walk.
Everybody in the basin and in the area should help in some way, best they can, to keep the lake clean and keep the area clean.
How we use the land affects the health of Lake Champlain. Whether you live on a farm or in a suburban home, your actions and behavior have an impact. You can help reduce the pollution and stormwater runoff by planting a rain garden to slow runoff, installing a rain barrel to store runoff, not using phosphorus fertilizers, eliminating leaking fluids from your car, using fewer toxins around the home, washing your car on the grass so the soapy water soaks into the soil, cleaning up pet waste, supporting farms and food producers that use environmentally friendly practices, planting native trees and vegetation along shorelines and riverbanks to hold soil in place and prevent erosion. Get involved with a local watershed organization. You also can help to prevent the spread of aquatic invasive species by inspecting your boats and equipment and removing plants and animals that could hitchhike to another water body.
The lake is a real source of bringing in tourists and also for the enjoyment of the local Vermonters.
It's a great treasure that must be guarded, protected.
It's one of the big reasons I like living here.
And it's beautiful. And anything to keep it clean would be fantastic.
The lake itself relies on all of us. You are the key to the future health of the Lake Champlain Basin. Agencies and resource managers can't do it by themselves. It takes every one of us. Find out how you can help.